My lucky day,
You're
working
so
with Lisa
nice.
Robertson twice in 24 hours.
I owe him money. Dr. Will Kirby is joining us, who is a board-certified dermatologist. We've seen him on shows like Dr. 90210 and The Doctors. But he doesn't just play a doctor on TV. He is a doctor. And that's one of the things I want to stress, because, you know, sometimes it's easy to get confused. There's a lot going on television these days. But he is a gentleman who has actually been involved with a line called Neutrogena Dermatologics because of his background as a doctor, because of his ongoing practice, because of his recognition in the field. Anti-aging is one of the most important things that board-certified dermatologists are working with their patients today, and this is one that you believe in so much. You use it yourself.
I have access to every product, and this is what I use every single night. So I wouldn't use it if it wasn't great.
Exactly.
I'm very egotistical. I have a huge ego, and I wouldn't use this if I didn't love it, because I like myself.
You know what? I am so with you on that.
Same page right here.
There you go.
Lots of love at QVC.
But you know, I think we're all that way. We all want to look our best.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking pride in your appearance.
Yeah, I think when it comes to just taking care of yourself, and sometimes it can be a little intimidating because there's a lot of things out there and they can be really, really expensive. So one of the things I want to just really stress about this is that this is an amazingly high-end, efficacious, amazing treatment for 2 payments of under $1 a day. So if you really want that anti-aging and you are not in a position, or you just don't want to pay hundreds of dollars per item in your skincare, you can add this and get amazing results. By the way, before we even talk about it, I want to let you know, if you want to go on auto delivery, which is a great idea, auto delivery only pays shipping and handling the first time. After that, no more shipping and handling. Every 60 days you get it, but you pay no more shipping and handling. And this is called, again, the Retinol NX.
Right.
Because this is actually a blend of 2 important...
It's the marriage of 2 patented ingredients, and this is a proprietary formula. Those 2 ingredients are retinol. Retinol is really well known in the dermatological community. The medical community has really gravitated to retinol for many years now. And the difference is this retinol is stabilized. Right. People love retinols, but you need to either use that retinol, you have to use a fresh retinol and a stabilized retinol, and that's what's in this bottle. There's also an ingredient in here called Tetrol E. Tetrol E is derived from amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of life, as we know. The Tetrol E, what does it do? Firms, tightens, and it restores elasticity. So it's the marriage of those 2 ingredients.
Because one of the things I think that's a little confusing is, you know, there's always something new, something different, something coming down the bend. So talk about how important this regimen is.
People always want to know what's new in the medicine cabinet. It doesn't matter what's new in the medicine cabinet. What matters is what works in the medicine cabinet. So open your medicine cabinet and throw everything away that, I mean, you really need to start a foundation to this house. This is what I tell everybody. You've heard me say this before. You wouldn't, if you're going to build a house, you wouldn't start with one window. You wouldn't start with the roof. You'd build the foundation. Foundation is really simple. If you walk into my practice in Beverly Hills, this is what I tell people. Sunblock every single day, retinol every single night. Yes. And that's what we start with. Those 2 things alone, you have to build a foundation. That's before you use any other products, you have to have a retinol. So you can, you know, depending on, you can use other things with this if you want. Obviously, you can add this to the regimen that you're using. Certainly. But this is the powerhouse. I mean, and again, when you talk to doctors, researchers, people whose life work is anti-aging, you hear them talking about retinol. And I love the fact that this is a very specific kind of retinol. Very much so. It's not just any retinol, because again, there's a lot of different versions. The studies that were done, a lot of times in medical studies or in clinical studies, they'll have patients use a product and then the patient will tell us what they think about it. Right, that's a consumer study. That's a consumer study, and they're a little bit biased because patients can be influenced by the packaging, by the smell. And by the optimism. By the optimism. The study that was done with this was by dermatologists. Different dermatologists viewed the patients, and the statistics that the dermatologists came up with are really, really powerful. At 8 weeks, 70% of patients judged by the dermatologist showed improvement in stubborn under-the-eye wrinkles. That's a big one. Big one. Thinnest skin on the human body, under the eye. Wow. It's the skin that's most vulnerable, and obviously that's where you see aging first. I think a statistic that's absolutely imperative. Once again, this is dermatologists, not consumers. 92% of the dermatologists showed an improvement in the crow's feet, fine lines around the eyes. Wow. So those 2 statistics are really powerful. It took 8 weeks because of the human cell cycle. 57 days on average is how long it takes for cells to turn over. So it takes a number of weeks before you're going to start seeing that difference. So you have to be patient with the product, but it works very well given enough time. And when we talk about testing by dermatologists, that in a lot of cases is going to be more expensive. It's going to take longer, and you really have to get great results for them to give you the results. I mean, it's something a lot of
a lot of people doing skincare lines don't even do those kinds of tests. They stick with consumer testing because these are the more difficult kinds of testing.
Sure.
I mean, to get those numbers and those results in this kind of testing is amazing on this one.
Pretty impressive.
And I have to say that most people right now are on the phone going with auto delivery because it is like brushing your teeth. Yes, your teeth are going to feel great when you brush them, and you're going to brush them again.
Right.
Okay, so every night you're going to use the retinol, right?
There's approximately, the beauty of the product is exactly the correct amount comes out for your entire face.
Okay.
I'll stay real still this time because you yelled at me last time. A pea-sized amount, just that little amount.
A little bit.
She's hit me a little bit, but a pea-sized amount is enough to cover your entire face. So someone's very smart at Neutrogena. That's one. If you depress this one time, that's how much comes out. It's enough for your entire face.
Oh, that's great.
Using more is not going to make it go any faster. You still need a number of weeks before it's going to start working, before you start seeing those clinical results.
It's good to tell us that more doesn't make it work better because we all have a tendency to use more because we think then it's going to work better.
Right.
And this one, it goes right in when you feel your hand.
It's very smooth.
It goes right in. It doesn't
Silky,
stay tacky.
smooth, satiny. Those are the words.
It smells good. Very light on the fragrance. And I think how great, because now you're getting some of the most cutting-edge technology. You know, this is Neutrogena Dermatologics is a line that is very, very heavily based in science. It's a line that has a lot of doctors behind it. It's a line that is done, you know, with professionals in the medical profession. So when you talk about high-end and the most cutting-edge and the best results, to get it for 2 payments of under $1 a day is fantastic. And if you're going on auto delivery, you save every time because you're locking in that introductory price. You're locking in the easy pay. Love that. And you're only paying shipping and handling your first time. So if you're at home saying, you know what, that skincare regimen I've been using since I'm 20, it's not working the same now that I'm 40, then you might want to add a little retinol.
Absolutely. Now,
because if the doctors use it on themselves, you know it's good.
You know it's good if I'm going to use it. I will tell you this, though, that you can have a little bit of irritation when you first start using this. It's very important to know that. I encourage that. I like to see that. I tell patients to expect that. A little bit of irritation is very, very normal. You'll acclimate to that over the course of a few weeks, but you can start using it every other day at first if you're having too much irritation.
Excellent. Excellent. Dr. Will, thank you so much.
Whoops, I'm throwing it everywhere. My pleasure.
Sorry.
Wonderful
Great
to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay on the line for our new